Well, today I thought I'd go ahead and unbox this Harbor Freight bandsaw. I picked it up there at Harbor Freight 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. Thought I'd do a quick disclaimer. I'm in no way, related to Harbor Freight and any of their workers or whatnot. Bought this with my own money. I do scrap metal as a hobby and took in a good heavy load of scrap metal, and that's how I paid for this. And this thing's a little, I was going to put it up here on that, but I thought, yeah, it's a little heavier than I want to try to lift up. I do have a couple of half-ton chain hoists I probably could have used on it. Here we got an owner's manual with safety instructions. I think that's the handle for pulling it around. There's the legs for one end. Set that right there. There's the legs for the other end. This is your catch pan. I think that is the guide. Of course, like Harbor Freight, they oil up their stuff so it doesn't rust, which is probably a good deal. Here's the bag of hardware, and I just realized you're probably not even seeing this stuff on the camera the way I've got it set, so I'll do it this way. Get it up there a little bit more. Turn the viewfinder where maybe I can see it, kind of. So we got the bag of hardware here, both legs here. That's the handle to pull it around with right here. Just trying to get some of this stuff out of here. Get it unboxed and start the assembly process. Okay, over here in this pocket, I've got two solid wheels, pretty good size. Let's see. Get my Harbor Freight tape measure. They are about 4 3/4 inch wheels. Look pretty solid. Got needle bearings in there. Might give them a squirt of oil or stick a dab of grease in there before I put them on. Got a little bracket of some type there. Guess these go on the bottom of the other legs, opposite end of the wheels. A couple more little corner brackets. Here's our pulleys and our little V-belt. I have to hang on to that styrofoam until Monday because my dumpster's full right now. I'm doing some cleanup around here. And we got, looks like the axle for the wheels. I heard on one video that it's kind of hard to attach the legs to the unit, and then they have to flip it over. Here's our, maybe what that bracket's for, it might be the brace for the table. It's fairly thick metal. It feels pretty good. And inside we have the unit itself. which I think I'm going to clean everything off of here, and then I'll see if I can't muscle that out or see if I can get some help to lift it out and straddle it across this. Straddle it across this table, then I can mount all, put it all together, and then get some help to set it off. So that's probably the way I'll do that. Okay, I think that's all the pieces there, so I'll get this all cleaned off and check it all out. It's got the key zip tied right into the motor axle. Not sure how well you guys can see that. I'll pick this tripod up and show you down in the box. Everything looks pretty good. I mean, it barely fits in. That knob's right up against one side, one end of the box, and the motor's not quite touching, but close. There's that keyway. So it'll be interesting to put it together and get it running. I got some ideas for using it. So I guess that's it for this video. We got all these parts, and I'm going to put them over here on the other workbench, and then I'll try to get that up there and straddling. So that's it for this part. Bye bye. Okay, so as far as getting this together, haven't gotten very far. I got it up on the workbench. I was able to lift it up there. Got it on its side where I can put the legs on. Now the legs will go to the inside. I was trying to go to the inside of here. I was trying to put it on the outside where it's cut out right here. See that cutout? But the cutout's not big enough for the whole switch plate, so it has to go basically to the inside. And when you get the screws, they're just all mixed up in one bag. So first thing I did, I pulled the 6 larger ones out. Got 2 washers and a lock washer. So I got them all together. And then pretty much the rest of the little bolts are all the same size, with washers, lock washers, nuts. So I thought I'd mention that. So I figured the easiest way to do it would really be to get the larger one, collect all the pieces for that, and then everything that's left. And you got 2 cotter keys. The directions, that's really about it for assembly directions. Not a whole lot of information. But that's where we're at right now. I'll go ahead and shut the camera off and get back to this. And I guess these little pieces here will, I don't see how they're going to bolt on the end unless they bolt up right inside. Yeah, they probably bolt up inside. If that's the right one, this might. Yeah, it looks like it goes inside there. One of these will have the axle on it. Okay, so I'm going to shut the camera off and back to the rest of this, get back to assembling this thing. As you can see, I'm coming along. Got the tray on there, got the legs mounted. I believe I still have to tighten up the 14mm screws here, but one thing I noticed, so I thought I'd bring it to your attention, is that you do have 2 bolts, 10mm bolts here, that are slightly longer. If you can see this, slightly longer, and what those are for, I've got one in there now, but of course what you want to do, put a washer on here. And what this does, see, because you got the thickness of the, you can see it here, I'm not sure. You got the thickness of your bracket, the leg, and then you got this little plate here that goes in. I get the one for the other side. So since you got three thicknesses of metal, you got a little bit longer bolt. And through that hole, through that hole. And it doesn't mention it, but it says bolt 2 flat washers. They do have little lock washers, and so they're on the tray. On all these 10mm bolts, you get the little bitty lock washers. It doesn't mention putting them on there in the instructions, but there's enough lock washers for everything. And I'm all thumbs right at this point. It almost doesn't feel like it's quite long enough, but I got the thread started. Then you back to the little short ones for there. Okay, to finish up the video on this bandsaw, which is right down here, I thought I'd show one of the reasons I wanted to get it. I started taking this cod apart, army cod or something, drilling the rivets out. All these pieces are ferrous metal, but got some decent aluminum tubing. And one thing, I got a lot of extruded and stuff like that, and I don't want to just throw it in a barrel where it sticks out of the top of the barrel. And sometimes, you know, throwing long pieces like this, they don't lay in there really good. You almost have to lay the barrel down flat. So I thought I'd cut it into about 10-inch sections or something. So that was part of the reason I wanted this. I have a bunch of extruded out there I need to go through, and I've got another cot over here by the tree yet. Yeah, getting a little bit of that cleaned out of there so I can get going on the wall. So I'm just going to focus it in right there on the clamp. Stick that in there about halfway through, clamp it down. It's not shutting off automatically, so I'm going to have to adjust that piece down a little bit. And I got to turn these a little bit because it's not cutting square. But right now what I'm cutting, it doesn't have to be square. Getting a little vibration from the pulley cover. I'll put some electrical tape or something on that to kind of tighten it up. Well, it does have a little catch right here. I'm going to try to square this up just a little bit real fast. What size that was. Seems like it's cutting inward. Try to rotate it outward just a little bit. Yeah, let's just try it with that one. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, it's still cutting inward at an angle. I may have to adjust that out just a little bit. hope I'm not in the way. Probably am. Yeah, let's make one more cut, see if I'm any closer. I like to get a little closer to square if I can. Well, there it is anyway. I got a little bit of fine tuning to do on it yet, but we'll get there eventually. Like I say, for what I'm doing, it's not critical. And if I go to do a project, it doesn't have to be exact, just close, because I'll be welding it. So, okay, I'm going to call it quits, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy scrapping, folks. Bye-bye.